So we're here at Southwest 4 in Clapham, and here's Bakermat. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
You've literally just come off stage. How was it? We were out there. It was great.
Really good, actually, at the end. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but in the end it was really, really nice. I enjoyed the crowd. It was a really good crowd, so I'm a very happy man.
The crowd were responsive, up for it. Lots of arms in the air. It's kind of what you need, isn't it, as a DJ?
Definitely. I mean, that brings me a lot of joy. Like, the job is to entertain people and to make them have a good time. Yeah. And if you see that they're having a good time, that's amazing for me, because that means I'm doing my job well.
Yeah. Is it the first time you've been here? You've played Southwest 4?
No, it's the second time, actually. Yeah.
You played last year?
Yeah.
Did you get the chance to see other people performing? Are you going to do that this year as well?
Actually, that's a long story. I was planning to get here very early, but this is a very long story. I spent the night fighting with a mosquito all night in Amsterdam. So I overslept and I missed my first plane because I wanted to get here very early to check out all the acts. And because of the whole fight with the mosquito, I overslept and I woke up very late, and I just got here just like a couple of minutes before my set. So I'm still lucky to be able to play, but did not get the time to check out all the acts.
What a relief that you're here, though, after the mosquito incident. I thought you were going to say that you were in Bali, because you were in Seminyak, weren't you, recently? Because we've just got back from there a couple of weeks ago, because I was lucky enough to be DJing there for a private party. But what an amazing place that is.
That's amazing. I mean, we have more mosquitoes in Amsterdam, though, I think, like, weirdly enough. Actually, I played at a very cool club. It was like a church that was transformed into a club, so that was nice.
We were down at the front and we noticed the security guy was really getting into it as well. He was like walking back and forwards, throwing shapes, busting some moves.
I actually high-fived with him after the show. Like, he came to me, I was like, oh, what did I do wrong? But he actually was like, yeah, loved it.
And you had a saxophonist as well on stage with you.
Yeah. It's actually Ben Rodenberg. Like, I kind of do all my live shows with him. He's a dude I met in Rotterdam once, and I heard him. I think he's actually one of the best saxophonists in Holland. I think he actually is one of the greatest musicians of Holland. I love playing with him, and I hope to continue playing with him if he doesn't get too diva.
What songs are you into as well? What songs are you currently loving on your podcast?
Generally, I just listen to every kind of genre there is. I listen to metal, classical music, soul, blues, like whatever. But in my circus podcast, I try to focus on the more like summery kind of house music and that kind of vibe, because I want people to put these mixes on when they're in their car or at a party or whatever, and have a good time. You know what the thing is, I'm not into one artist per se. I just browse SoundCloud a lot and go very deep, and I get sent a lot of demos. So every circus is just like a combination of tracks that I like that month, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's not that I'm into one track of that right now. I think it's more to bring some tracks to attention that are not very, very, familiar yet and not famous yet.
That's how music should be, though. I think that's how dance music should be, and it is a lot of the time. I think it should be kind of genre bashing. You don't have to have a certain genre. It's just feel good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do with my music. I try to combine different genres, and like gospel. Nobody listens to gospel. Yeah. Nobody cares about that genre. I'm trying to bring that to a broader audience by remixing it with dance music and bringing some beat to it, and show people that there's actually really cool genres out there that should be explored and should be, appreciated. Yeah. And I think that's what dance music is about, generally.
I'm asking everybody this: best and worst festival experiences so far in your career?
No, the best one was with my parents, and I brought my parents along. And that's a special experience when your parents see, because my parents were really, they didn't like what I was doing. They thought, like, just study and just get your stuff done. And
that's humbling as well, isn't it? Because it's obviously a family thing. You're proud of what you're doing, and they're proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, and my parents didn't know what I was doing. They thought he was just playing around. And then the first time I brought them, that's my most special concert, obviously, because my mother and my dad said after the show, like, fuck, we're proud of you. Yeah. Like, we didn't know you were doing this. Jesus Christ. Nice. So that, I guess that was my best concert. And my worst was in Holland. There was one show where I had to play in a subtropical pool, but like a really hot pool, like tropical weather. It was like 40 degrees and I did not know, so I came in this outfit and I was sweating and I had a 2-hour set and the people did not like the music at all and they were splashing water at me and I had to protect my gear with a towel while DJing. That's very, very hard.
It's a cliche though, isn't it, if you're a DJ, to get, especially with requests of people that just are a pain in the arse, that are just hassling you all the time. I suppose when you're playing a festival like this, you don't get that because you're separated from the crowd. But have you had moments where people are continually coming up to you? Does it bother you, that kind of thing?
In general, it doesn't bother me. It only bothers me if I have like 10 in a row in 10 minutes, which I had before. Like I had 10 requests to play Gangnam Style in 10 minutes. Every minute a new request came in and I was like, oh my, I'm just trying to
never play that. It's like, listen to what you're playing. It's like, try and get into the mood of it.
Yeah. So that doesn't work for me. Like, I'm not a wedding DJ, you know.
Exactly.
I'm just trying my best to put a unique act out there. And, you know, but that, I don't really consider that super, super annoying. But, you know, it's still...
Should say congratulations for the new single, Living, with Alex Clare. Tell us about the song and how it came to be. Did you write it yourself as well, that track?
Well, I co-wrote it. Like, I actually heard Too Close from his first single, I think. Yeah. I heard it on the radio in Holland when I was driving my car, and I was so impressed by how original that sounded and how well written it was. So I called my management when I parked the car, and I said, like, I just heard this song on the radio. It was a dude named Alex Clare, and I never heard of him before. And I said, he's such an original, fresh sound. I would love to collaborate. And that's how they kind of, you know, contacted the team of Alex Clare, and that's how we got in touch. And I think he wrote the lyrics and he wrote the essential, vocal melody, which I thought was very inspiring. And I did the production and wrote the guitar parts and the chords in general and that kind of stuff and the melody on the drop. So it's kind of like a 50-50 deal, but I still think like I owe a lot to Alex Clare for writing that top line. I think that's very, very well written.
And that's nice as well, because when you're working with somebody, especially on a dance track, if you've co-written or co-produced a track, it's nice to kind of mention them in the production, because a lot of people get overlooked, don't they, when they're writing?
Exactly. I think that happens too little, and that's actually, I think that's why DJs are so big in this era, because back in the days it was producers, producing music for like a Britney Spears or something, and it was Britney Spears. And now producers stood up and said like, no, we're producing this record. So it's like DJ featuring artist, which is unique. And that's kind of the situation right now. Like producers stand up and say like, I produced this record. I actually wrote the whole track. And not the case with me and Alex Clare, but in general.
So what's happening with you? Because obviously you finished now. Are you going to be checking out the other guys, Above and Beyond later, or Chemical Brothers?
I would love to, but I have to actually fly back to Amsterdam.
Oh, you're back already today?
Yeah, because I have a gig tomorrow morning, really early. I have to,
Okay. Well, it's great meeting you today. Thanks for chatting to us, and we'll see you soon at another festival somewhere, probably.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I played a few other things, and then tonight I leave for Portland, and tomorrow I leave for Atlanta. I play Atlanta, and then I'm going to visit my best friend in Las Vegas for 2 days, and then fly home to my lovely family.
Yeah, and your dogs.
But that's the family.
Yeah. Forget the husband.
Yeah, I'm going back to visit. Go back to the husband and the 2 dogs.